I 26F made a dumb joke and now he 36M is debating breaking up. So the other night, my 26F boyfriend, 36M, and I decided to get a little drunk together and watch a movie at his place. There was a girl in the movie who had nice boobs, and so I, stupidly, mentioned my idle thought of getting a boob job, which is something he and I have talked about before. His response to me was that I shouldn't do it, and that, I knew he was more of a butt guy anyway. And #X200B. I had seen a post on Reddit earlier in the week about how some girl said the next time a guy said to her that he was a butt or boobs kind of guy, that she was going to respond with, "Yeah, I'm more of a girth girl myself." Recalling this, after he said he was a butt guy, I said I was a girth girl as a joke. However, it clearly didn't land and he got pretty quiet after that. I tried asking him what was wrong, but he did not want to talk to me about it. We finished the movie and went to bed mad. And #X200B. The next morning, he came in from the couch to the bed and pulled me into his arms, asking if we had had a fight, as he had had a lot to drink the night before and couldn't fully remember the night's events. I told him what happened and he got kind of quiet. After a few minutes, he got up and went back to the couch. And #X200B. Once we had both fully woken up, he was doing his own thing and avoiding me. I asked him if I should leave or give him space and he said, "Sure, CYA later." This being a clear sign to me that he was upset about something, I asked him what the hell was going on and what I had done to make him upset at me. He insisted that he didn't want to talk about it and was still processing, but finally relented that me saying I was a girth girl was really upsetting to him and made him insecure about something that he already had a lot of insecurity about. And #X200B. He had never mentioned an insecurity in his size to me, and I am constantly singing praises to his package. I am completely satisfied in that area of our relationship. However, as soon as he said that, I felt so guilty about my joke and apologized profusely, saying that it was just a dumb thing I had seen on Reddit that was designed to point out when men were being sexist, but that I didn't meant it about his penis in particular at all and that I was so sorry. And #X200B. He accepted my apology, but said that he was so deeply hurt and that it made him so insecure that he fears it will affect our sex life, and that there is a possibility that it will cause us to break up in the future. I asked him if there was anything I could do to make it right, but he insisted that there was nothing. And #X200B. At this point I am dumbfounded. I love this man so much and feel so guilty for hurting him in this way. I don't know how to make it right with him or if I even can. I fear that my stupid comment joke has ruined our relationship. What can I do to make this right? It's embarrassing for a 36-year-old to react in such a childish way. I can understand him being upset about it, but surely at his age he can think critically and see the double standard that exists wherein it's okay for him to have a preference about women's bodies but not for you to about men's bodies, even though it was a joke on your part. I find it hilarious that men constantly make comments about women's bodies. It's acceptable to be a boob guy or a butt guy. They never consider if you are insecure about it. But you say one thing and they're so fucking upset, upside down face. I'd just wait and see how this develops. I don't think there is much you can do now. Imagine being this guy and saying something to reassure her that he likes her the way she is, only for this person to then suggest his dick isn't good enough. Oof. You want to be a comedian and tell jokes, learn to read a room. All the men haters in this thread, holy shit. This guy has not said he hates her small tits and wishes she had bigger ones. He said she shouldn't get a procedure done and that he didn't mind small boobs, then tried to make her feel better by saying he loved her ass instead. What the fuck post are all of you reading? She then said, "Well, I prefer big dicks," and everyone wondering why he's offended. Are you stupid or what? Do you really want to be with somebody so fragile? Damn, this post is full of responses of absolutely stupid people who really can't think critically of this situation. It was a stupid joke, and it was no malicious intent. That does not disregard his feelings about it. It is also a wild amount of commenters whom ridicule his reaction, which is quite sad. Even worse, saying he just did the same thing. No, he did not. He tried to reassure his girlfriend from not going through with plastic surgery. WTF. If he said, "Don't mind the boob job, I did rather have a tight vagina," it would have been the same. He is hurt and it likely will pass. Give him some time. This community is obviously full of a bunch of biased women with a huge double standard and who put little to no value on a man's feelings. What a pathetic display. I hope you all never find love. So he basically says you are perfect as you are and you think that a reply of, "I wish your cock was thicker," in response and you are now playing, surprised Pikachu, for us all in here now. Wow. You killed your relationship. Even if he stays with you he will now be thinking it is cause he cannot do better than you, but likely this will eat away until he dumps you, or behaves in a manner that make you dump him. Apologize, deeply and clearly, take responsibility and offer no excuses. Then hope he can forgive you. He may choose to not forgive you, and you will have to accept his choice. And again, wow. I'm going to my wife to jokingly tell her that I prefer women without C-section scars. Aha. I'm sure that she will have a good laugh because she isn't fragile and insecure, right? Also she is in her 30s so she doesn't have feelings anymore. I don't think there is anything you can do at this point. You sincerely apologized. You explained your thought process. You told him the truth when he asked you what happened the night before. I understand that you are in love, but if a joke that doesn't land affects him this much you might be better off to find out now. If he is so mentally soft that he can't understand a joke, how can he be strong enough to fight for your relationship when real issues arise? I hope you get what you in this situation, but you sound like an awesome woman who, if necessary, will find another man who can joke with. I don't get how women don't know this one. You don't make jokes about your guy's punishment size. Just don't. Now you know. Op. Remember this lesson for your next relationship. So he told you that he likes you the way you are, especially your butt, but you replied that you like a bigger girth? His reaction might be over the top, but yeah. Long-term insecurities can really have an effect on people that doesn't always make sense. You can ridicule him for it, but at the end of the day your issue is not solved with that. Give him the time he needs and just reassure him it was an innocent joke from Reddit and you really didn't meant anything serious with it. That's all you can do really, and now up to him. I'd break up with him. Typical male chauvinistic sensitive feelings. He gonna tell you what you shouldn't do with your body as if it's solely for his benefit. Then get mad with you, pop a joke at him. Then somehow makes the situation about him. You dating a crybaby ass kid. I've seen a few of these posts where a significant other makes a joke about his package. It never ends well. Most men have some level of insecurity about that. Most guys are average because that is what average means. We all have seen porn and through locker rooms etc. we all know there are bigger ones out there. So why is it so hurtful to make a comment like that? Well, even if you never complained you plant a seed in his head that it isn't as good as he thought. The girthy comment no doubt got in his head because saying what you did implies you have had girthier to compare to. Huge hit to self-esteem. You've had better. Now you can tell him he is the best you have ever had, but you are in damage control now and would say anything to smooth things out. Catch 22. How long have you two been together for? I think your joke was in poor taste and he has just as much right to be offended by it as you would be offended if he told you that your boobs are too small. Why are people saying she insulted him? She said she was a girth girl. It wasn't followed with, your dick is small. It could have been a compliment. In fact, she goes on to say how she has complimented his package. This is his hang-up, not hers. She apologized, so if he still feels like he should break up with her over this, then really he will just be doing her a favor. You were cruel. You need to think before you say anything stupid that comes to mind. I am a woman, and if my partner said something like that regarding my private parts, I would be extremely hurt. I would get over it, but it would take some time, and I would from time to time remember it while we had sex. I think he will get over it as well, and I don't mean to make you feel worse than you do, but damn, you really put your foot in your mouth. All of these hateful anti-men remarks in here, yet I bet if the genders were reversed and Op was the one upset by a comment like, I like women without meaty lips, or some other genital-based remark. Oh no, wait, you'd still hate the guy. But at least he'd deserve it that time. But, I bet you wouldn't be telling Op to stop being a child, or to get over herself, or learn to take a joke, would you? Probably not. OP's significant other tried to reassure Op that her body was fine and didn't need plastic surgery. Op fired back with a comment about his genitals that he has zero control over and clearly has insecurities about. Somehow, he's being chauvinistic, sexist, and should be dumped for being a man-baby. Great double standards, guys. Damn. My girlfriend way at the start of our relationship said the same exact thing to me after seeing my piece for the first time. We weren't dating at the time, so I immediately pushed it aside because, well, we weren't dating. As time passed and we started going out, it started creeping up along with a few comparisons, which still bother me to this day. I've learnt to relax myself now, but it did cause quite a problem to our relationship. One thing that could have helped me was her assuring me while having sex without me knowing I asked her to do so. I still need reassurance from time to time, but she gets mad now. Be careful, apologize, or best, leave. You need to make it clear to him that you acknowledge that what you said was wildly rude and inappropriate, and that it came from a place of pure impulsive stupidity, where you incorrectly saw humor in parroting some nonsense you saw online. Tell him that you're sorry you returned his attempt to reassure you with such thoughtlessness, and then reassure him that the comment has no bearing on how you actually feel. You love his member as it is. Probably wouldn't hurt to be specific on citing the ways and reasons you like it, too. Noob mistake. Never ever negatively comment on your so's penis, or vagina, not as a joke, or anything. It's an unrecoverable breakup most of the time. You can learn from this. If there is no punchline, it's not a joke but just hurtful. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with a hurtful person. Well, you just finished your relationship. Ouch, give him space and just apologize. He might end it or move past this and work on it. His decision now. If he values his insecurities more than your relationship, then let him go. You didn't mean to hurt him, but you did. That happens. Humans make mistakes. You apologized and explained. He's not less of a man for being sensitive and feeling hurt for a few days. However, if he chooses to work through this because he thinks the relationship is worth it, good. If he thinks this is serious enough to break up, well then I think bullet dodged. On an average day, over half of the posts on this sub are about women feeling insecure in their relationships, which is fine. It's healthy to seek outside counsel when something is bothering you. I wonder if a comment describing them as fragile or childish would receive as many upvotes as some of the comments on this post have received. Really disappointing. You've done nothing wrong. If you're happy with your relationship, have a conversation with your partner and advise them that you were just making a joke, that you were unaware of their insecurity, and that you'd be open to working on it with them. All the best. Making a joke about the husband having a small penis. You already know he is insecure in that particular section. No one on a healthy mind answers with this stupid joke. You know you fucked up big time. Imagine complimenting your wife's butt but all you get is a woman who makes fun of your dick size. Hope he'll get over it because this is very silly. You shouldn't break up at all. It was just a joke that didn't land well. Keep supporting the guy and his insecurities. You don't deserve to have the threat of, maybe one day we'll break up because of this, hanging over your head indefinitely over a joke you've already apologized for. If he is weirdly quiet a month from now, will you be wondering, is today the day he makes good his promise and breaks up with me over that joke? A year from now, 10. Will you ever be able to trust a silence again with this hanging out there? If this is still truly so serious for him, tell him you can either completely work through this now, whether that means more dialogue between the two of you, or professional therapy, or he needs to break up with you now if he doesn't want to work through it and get past it. Because unending guilt and hurt and anxiety just isn't an option in a healthy relationship. You didn't know it was an insecurity, so you couldn't possibly be at fault. I'm sure you feel guilty because it isn't easy to see someone we love hurt. However, you can't really do anything to make this right, and apart from being a non-judgmental plus accepting partner in general, because this insecurity lies entirely within him. I think you should let him go if he breaks up with you, because you do deserve someone with whom you can make jokes. Do you want to be in a relationship where you don't feel free to make dumb jokes for fear of causing their ego to collapse? How would you know what other minefields to avoid if he doesn't take ownership for his feelings and insecurities? I'm having a serious case of what the fuck face. I found the joke hilarious. I don't have a girth problem but… what? Why is he acting all but hurt? Or is it dick out now? LMAO, what a baby. Can dish it out but can't take it. I'd say you're not really losing anything of value here. Don't break up with him but show him how to take a small joke since he seems oddly sensitive. This is on him. Sure, guys are sensitive about penis size, but you said it in a joking manner after his comment. He just did not have a comeback joke, so he goes all upset. Give it time. I bet he will play the sad card again.